So I'm going to start filming a vlog now. I have a few projects that I want to work on, and some of them are kind of like holiday prep projects. Some are just regular kind of everyday chores. Sorry, Phini is gonna let her out momentarily. I just wanted to film this first. But the first thing I want to make is I got this pumpkin cookbook a while ago, and I just think these cookies are so cute. So those are the ones on the cover. And I roasted a pumpkin yesterday and like made the puree and everything. So I'm gonna do that. And then I also have, I guess, like fair warning if you don't eat meat and that freaks you out a little bit, but I have this is a big bag of beef tallow that I need to render down because Phini, just wait 1 second, please. May. I would like to have some beef tallow. I want to make some suet cakes for the birds, and I also want to make a batch of soap so it will be ready in time for holiday gifting. And I think that if I make it this week, and I'm hoping maybe tomorrow to make the soap, that I will. Phini! She's so bad. She just keeps side-eyeing me after headbutting the gate. But I'm hoping that, yeah, it will be enough time for the soap to cure. I think it's in that 6-week mark, so it should be just good enough. And I doubt anyone will use their soap like the first time I give it to them. So yeah, I need to render that fat, and I think I'm gonna look it up. I haven't done it in a long time. I also need to like start clearing out our freezer because we're probably going to send our cow to the butcher soon. So we're gonna need as much freezer space as we can get. And I have a lot of fat left over from the last time, like the beef tallow. So I need to render it all down, and then it can at least be in bricks and easier to store. Or I can make soap and then it doesn't even have to be frozen anymore. So that's a good project to start doing. I was gonna say, I think I'm gonna do it in the Instant Pot. I've done that before, and you can do it in a crock pot. I just use the Instant Pot as a crock pot. And so it'll just be on a low setting, but I have to look up to make sure that I do the time right and everything. But I also am going to make some chicken soup for dinner. So I'll just be doing some kitchen-y stuff. And then maybe I also have some sewing projects and like some crafty stuff that I want to do, but it's late in the day. I got a late start today. And we lose the light so fast now. It starts to get like gloomy dark around 3, and then it's full dark by 5. And it's about 2 now. So yeah, I don't know how much time I'll have, but maybe I'll do some sewing stuff. I want to make some little holiday like cafe curtains for my kitchen and start some other kind of like holiday crafty prep stuff. So we'll see what we get done. And yeah, I hope you enjoy coming with me. I thought I would film the release of the troublemaker in question. I think she's kind of trashed her room. She makes it seem like she's kept in jail, but get down. She hasn't actually been in here that long. You even have a brand new clean potty. Look at her go. Oh, she wanted to come out and eat her pumpkin. She's been working on this pumpkin for a couple days now. Is it good? I'm gonna have to throw it out soon before it gets like gross. But it's okay for now. Will you eat because you're so cute? There she is, going for the pumpkin. She's so spoiled. The other goats would like kill for a pumpkin, and she doesn't even really like it. Hey, don't you headbutt that. Okay, the lighting is honestly quite bad, but I did some reading and I remember now the last time I rendered tallow, I'm pretty sure I used the meat grinder, but I don't know if I have the energy to get it out. I just remembered I have a meat grinder. I haven't even used it yet, a new meat grinder for the KitchenAid. So maybe I'll do that because I don't feel like cranking it. That's just like, it's too much. But I still have to cut it up into little pieces. So maybe I'll cut it up first and then get the KitchenAid out. I often am too lazy to get the KitchenAid out, which sounds so, that sounds so spoiled because like obviously I'm so lucky to have a KitchenAid, but sometimes I don't feel like, it's like so heavy. So if I'm home alone, it's not that I can't lift it, cleaning my counter, but it is heavy. So we'll see. I think I'll chop up what I have and trim it and everything and then see. Because the smaller pieces you put the fat in, the faster it goes. So we'll see. It's so hard when you're working with stuff like this, like oils and fats. You kind of have to clean your hands with paper or sacrifice a cloth, but because it's so greasy. I have to see how big. Okay, so I decided to get the KitchenAid out. I just know it's for the best, so I have to make the pieces small enough to go in there. So you can see, I'm gonna stop filming in a second, but I thought I'd show you. Of that big chunk I pulled out of the bag, this is all the stuff that I'm not gonna put in. And I definitely could, but I've just found that as much, and I guess again, like if this is gross to you, feel free to not watch this video or skip this part, but this is kind of just like, I guess I would call it connective tissue, and it just will gunk up the meat grinder and it's not going to make reduced fat anyway. Like this isn't fat, it's just other stuff, and it would make what traditionally would be called cracklins. I don't really like beef cracklins for like a snack, and because I'm grinding it so fine, they won't be very like snacky anyway, like, you know, like pork rinds. If I was doing pork fat, I would probably cut this in bigger chunks and make cracklins, but I don't really like the beef ones. And it's just a tiny, tiny portion that gets thrown away. So yeah, I just really strongly believe that if you, whoa, we can't see me, here we go. I just believe that if you're going to raise animals and eat meat, that it's important to try and use as much as you can, but inevitably there will just be some parts that, you know, you don't want. And if we still had chickens, I would consider feeding this to them. I think it'd be a really healthy snack for them. And also, I could put this in my suet cakes that I'm gonna make, but like it just feels kind of not worth it. Like it's just like too much work. It's okay if a little bit gets tossed aside. Trying to assemble the meat grinder. I've only used this one time before. I don't know if you can see, but like this little metal plate is sitting not flush with this plastic part, and I don't know if that matters. I think it's how it's supposed to be. I've lined up all the things it said to line up. Okay. So here is what we are left with. It's the Instant Pot, another pot. So this is mostly full, but there's like a ton of space in here, like all the air between the little pieces. I just don't want to overfill it. So I put some in this pot, and you know, when this cooks down, I can just, as it starts to melt, I can add more. And if I can't fit it all, this can just go in the fridge until tomorrow, and I can do a second batch. So I'm putting this on slow cook setting at the lowest setting, which is technically like the same as keep warm on a, what do you call it, a crock pot slow cooker. And yeah, you just still watch it and make sure it doesn't burn. I haven't added any water because I think there's kind of enough, but you can always add some water too if you need to. Just you don't want anything to burn. So you can see we're losing light rapidly, but I'm just gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna start making soup, and here I wanted to pull up the exact name of the recipe. I also will make sure to put it in the description box, like the link to it. But it is from Bon Appetit, and it is called Chicken and Rice Soup with Garlicky Chili Oil. And this soup is so good. It's just chicken, rice, and kale, and like, you know, there's like lemon zest or juice, and there's like some herbs, but it is so good. I love making this soup in the winter, and yeah, it's delicious. So that's what I'm gonna make now. I have already made the garlic chili oil. See, there's garlics in there. I actually made this kind of a long time ago, and I just kind of like re-up it with olive oil periodically. But so that stuff is done for me. So then I just have to do some veg prep, and we can start cooking. While we're waiting for the chicken to cook and the soup, here's what's going on with the tallow. You can see that it is starting to become liquid. So that's exciting. That's what we want. And you can see how much it has decreased in volume already. So I think I'm going to be able to fit that stuff in here as well. But I got all of the tallow in the pot. So now we just wait. And it's just cooking away.
Niffy break. You baby. My baby cat.
I decided I'm gonna put some of this in my soup, which is like my most favorite thing ever. Probably can't. There we go. It's like sriracha, but it's the chunky kind. I don't really like the regular sriracha that much, but this is that. So I think I'm gonna put a spoon of that in the soup.
A little soup update. Soup is done. I just have to add lemon juice right before we're going to eat it. But I'm waiting for Caleb to come home. So it gets like nice and thick and it has rice. So that's that. Here is what our tallow looks like. So it's all melty, and then these little bits are the stuff that we don't want. It's like whatever else is in there. And so it's really coming along. It's been going for 2 hours, so I'm probably going to let it go for the remaining 2 hours, and then I'll strain it. But I'm finally going to make the cookies. I had like a little mishap, I guess. I know my head is cut off, but I can't make it work. But so I have these, like a whole set of these kind of like for spices, and then, oh God, there's a like canister set for sugar and stuff. But I noticed they were really dirty when I took them out. And so I washed them, but then one of them, which one? This one, apparently like had a crack and was broken. And so then these little pieces fell out, and then I had to glue it back together. So cookies got delayed. But yeah, now I'm going to start my pumpkin cookies. So I just need to sift my flour and spices together, and then, you know, do the whole thing. So yeah, I'll show you guys. I'll bring it closer so you can see. But here is my pumpkin puree that I made yesterday. I made significantly more than this, but this is all I need for this recipe. And yeah, we're just gonna hope that it turns out good with the gluten-free flour. There's the dough. I just got that hand mixer at the thrift store the other day, and I'm definitely not used to it, and it goes really fast. So yeah, I had to just turn the camera off so that I didn't make a giant mess. But now I'm going to wrap this dough in some saran wrap, whoops, and then put it in the fridge. It says for 30 minutes, but if I don't have time tonight, I'll make the cookies tomorrow.
Hello, it is another day, the next day, to be exact, but I have not filmed anything today, and I was gonna say I've gotten nothing done, but that's not true. I spent the first half of the day like deep cleaning the house, which was not my plan, but sometimes like cleaning, the want to clean strikes, and you gotta like ride that wave because it may not come again for a while. And then Caleb came home for lunch, and Phini and him and I all went for a walk. And then when we got back, I just kind of sat around for a while. I read for a little bit. But I want to make the cookies tonight. Last night after I stopped filming, I strained the tallow, so that's in the freezer, and it's like beautiful yellow. So I'll probably take care of that tomorrow. I just don't think I have it in me. And then so tomorrow maybe can be like a soap making, suet cake making kind of day. But today or tonight, because it's already 4 o'clock, I am going to make our pumpkin cookies. So yeah, that's all. I just thought I would come on and say something, and then cookie baking shall commence. Hello, it is another day again. So I was just getting everything out to start soap making. I don't know how much I will film just because, I don't know, soap making, I've done it for years, but it is a little nerve-wracking, and I don't want to be like worried about moving the camera and videoing. But I'll show you as much as I can. But I did want to show you, this is the tallow that we rendered together. I did take a little piece because I had some old in the freezer, and I thought it was best to use that for the soap because it's been in there for quite a while. But for soap, it doesn't matter. And then this can be used to make suet treats for the birds outside, because I thought it made more sense to give them the newer stuff, because the soap, no one's gonna eat it. It's just gonna be soap. But so we'll need to, I think I'm gonna leave this in the freezer. That's what it looks like. And you can see it's like hard. You know, it's frozen, but it's like, looks like butter almost. Yeah, so I'm just waiting. This is a container of goat milk from actually years ago, but I have quite a bit saved from when we were milking for soap making, because again, nobody's eating it, doesn't really matter. But I have to get it, it's getting there, but it's not quite there yet. It needs to get like to kind of a slushy consistency before I can start. So I was thinking I would go into the studio and I washed a piece of fabric to make my little cafe curtains I want to make, and I was thinking I would at least iron that and then maybe cut out the pieces, because for curtains then I just have to finish the edges and make a little channel at the top. So I thought I could at least get ironing and start on that while I wait for my milk to partially thaw, get slushy. I don't want it to thaw all the way. That's what I'm up to. I'll take you along. The cookies came out really good last night. Caleb really likes them, and that's great because it made a lot of cookies. I thought I would just show you guys the ingredients, the other ingredients I have. So I have some olive oil. This is coconut oil. This is the tallow I made that was in the freezer. And then this is the little piece of new stuff that I needed extra. And it's crazy, the color difference. I'm shocked by that. This batch was so white. It wasn't very yellow. And then I have a very old bottle of essential oils, but it still smells okay. It's just lavender. And then the dreaded lye. And yeah, obviously I'm going to move the food stuff once I get started. Okay, we're in the studio now, and I wanted to show you the fabric. So I have this. It's kind of festive, but maybe could be for other times of the year. I think I got this at a thrift store, or maybe my mom got it for me at a thrift store. I can't remember. It's just some quilting cotton. But I just washed it a couple days ago, and it needs to be pressed again. And, oh, here it does say, if you're interested, the name of this print is The Whole Country Caboodle by Leanne Anderson. So if you're looking for this, you could try Googling that and see if you find a cut. So that's what I'm working on. I just have to iron it, and then we'll go from there. I know there's enough. I want to make 2 sets of curtains because there's 2 windows there's more than 2 windows in the kitchen, but 2 that I want to put these on. And I think there's enough. There's quite a lot of yardage here. I think it's 2 yards at least. Yeah, I don't know if you know that trick, but from your nose to the tip of your hand is about a yard. So yeah, it's 2 and a little bit. All ironed and cut out. I have 4 panels that are this size. They're little because they're just half cafe curtains. And so now I'm going to spend my time pressing the edges under and seeing how that goes. I think I'm trying to decide at the top if I want to make the channel, wait, where it's 2 fingers of mine, hold on. So it's there's a channel between where my fingers are, so there's a little ruffle at the top, or if I don't care. Because I will lose a little bit of length, so I feel like I have to go check out the windows, and now that they're cut, I can at least kind of guess my seam allowance, and yeah, because I already have to, fold it and then fold it so that it's a nice edge. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but I'm going to. And just like that, the curtains are all done. I just need to trim some threads. So here's what they look like. Each set matches each other. There's 2 sets, but they're slightly different. I wanted the print to face the same direction. So I had to sacrifice the boxes at the top being slightly different. You see that? but I don't really care. And the windows are far enough apart that like it would have to take a very like discerning person to like really pay attention to that. And I know that I won't care. But I'm going to, I think it took me about 2 hours. Let's see, it's 2:12. Yeah, I think I started around noon. So that's not so bad for 4 little curtains. And now I'm going to go, I can hang up 2 of them because I need another rod. So I can only hang up 1 set. But I'm going to do that. And I know that I have some velvet ribbon left over from a couple of Christmases ago. Sorry, I can hear a cat scratching the furniture. Yeah, so I'm gonna go dig around in the holiday boxes. They have to come out soon anyway, and see if I can find some. I know that there is blue. I randomly ordered blue by accident because I thought it was green. This was a few years ago. And also at that time it was like, I don't know what was going on with Joann's, but my order took so long to come that by the time the ribbon came to my house, like it was lost for so long that by the time it came, Christmas was like pretty much past. So I have like spools and spools of velvet ribbon that I didn't use, but I bought it on a really deep discount. So it's gonna get its time to shine. And I think blue would look really pretty with these because they have like these little flowers are blue. And I'm like really vibing with the idea of kind of like blue Christmas this year, which is not my normal vibe. Normally I go for red, but we'll see. Cute. The sun is shining in the window in a really inconvenient way right now, but they're done, yay! And then the other ones will go up when I get my second tension rod. So I didn't film any of the soap making process. It was just too chaotic. But here are my little soap babies. And yeah, there's more in here. This recipe makes a lot. These ones have like honeybee pattern on them, and these are sun and moon. I just got these molds pretty recently. But yeah, it's done. Oh, it's always so stressful. And so now they get wrapped up in towels for just 24 hours, and then I'll pop them out, and then they get to just sit there for a month, maybe 6 weeks. It's a few days later, and I thought I would just give a final little soap update. So here they are. First over here, these are from the big block, and I cut them into bricks. And here's what that sun and moon design looks like. This is a ball of scraps that I just balled up so it was an extra bar. And the honeybees and the rest of the moons. So these just hang out here in the pantry until it's time for wrapping and gifting. Yeah, they'll be all ready in time for Christmas. Hi everyone. So I was just about to get started making the suet cakes, and I realized that I guess I don't have any cornmeal in my house, which I don't think that's true, but I can't find it. And I'm kind of just feeling like it's a sign for me to wrap up this video. We will make suet cakes in the next cozy vlog crafty kind of video. I'm realizing also just that there's so many kind of holiday projects that I want to work on, so it'll just have to be another video. But I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of this kind of process and seeing the soaps and that whole tallow rendering process. It's something I really enjoy doing. I like that it uses part of an animal that maybe wouldn't get used as much and becomes something, you know, useful and practical in our home and that can be gifted to our community. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed hanging out with me, catching up a little bit, seeing what I'm up to. And yeah, if you did like this video, if you could give it a thumbs up, that really helps me out. Yeah, so if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing if you like knitting content and cozy crafty content. That's mostly what I make around here. And if you're looking for me elsewhere, I am on Instagram, I'm on Ravelry, I'm on Goodreads, and everything is going to be linked in the description box below, so you can have a look down there and see what you can find. And if you are interested in joining the Pelica Cal, there's still plenty of time to cast on. You have until January 15th, and it's a pretty quick knit. Mine is moving on pretty quickly. So I think you have plenty of time if you're still interested in joining. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, and we'll talk really soon. Bye-bye.